Christine Bertram here, coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. It's the last day of the month. It's the last Thursday of the month. It's the 30th today, and wow, it was quite a day. We got a lot done with DSP samplers. We started cutting all of the designer papers and putting the cardstock swatches in with the bags, and we got maybe 5 done completely, and we have 10 left to go. So we did make some progress. I think we probably have about 4.5 more hours with a couple of my people working together with me on it. So that was good. And I got through a few of the class registrations this afternoon and just always working away at stuff, and took a moment here to run down and do a quick live, and it's not going to be a quick live, but to do a live with you, the last live of the month. Oh, I know Kelly was live this morning with Paper Pumpkin. I'll be live again with you guys tomorrow morning. We're going to do the Homemade Sweetness Stamp-a-Stack class. That'll be at 10 my time. Now, I hope it will be at 10. I have to see how it goes. I do have a printer coming in, being delivered tomorrow, and I don't know. It starts at, they're going to be at the house between 8:30 and 9, and I don't know how long it will take to install it. So I'm hopeful that I'll be ready with you guys at 10, but just be on the lookout. If I'm not live right at 10, it's okay. I didn't forget. I just got tied up with the printer. So I guess when I know more, if it seems like it's gonna be taking longer, I'll try to go into the YouTube and edit the time to be a little bit later so you guys aren't waiting. So the first question I saw on here from Vanessa Ritter is, did the PDF get sent? And unfortunately it did not, you guys. I reached out to Jolene at 5:15. I said, where's the PDF? And she said, it's not there yet. So we did so good, you guys. I think it took until this week, but we stayed ahead of the game until this very last, the last 3 for you guys. So Homemade Stamp-a-Stack, the Homemade Sweetness Stamp-a-Stack, I won't have that to you guys before we have class tomorrow either. Jolene's finishing up IPS. She promised it to me before we were done with class tonight. And she's also currently working on the Product of the Month tutorial. So we have that's supposed to be done by tonight as well, so we can email it out in the next day or 2. And then she'll start working on the Homemade Sweetness Stamp-a-Stack. So we'll still have class, and you guys can follow along from the video aspect, but the tutorials are coming. So we did so good all month. There's been a lot. She was under the gun all month long with tutorials, and I think there were probably 11 or 12. There was like 11 or 12. Jolene, you'd be able to tell me, but we had the 5 core classes plus the order-based and the game night and the Stamp-a-Stack and the card benefit and the product of the month. So right there alone is 10 tutorials. That's about 2.5 tutorials a week that she was writing for me on top of her day job. So we're always gonna cut Jolene slack when she needs it. So she has a family and is keeping up on things on that home front too. So it was not sent out. The way to know, Vanessa, I was going to say, I try to tell you guys by letting you know, I'm going to shut this for now. I try to keep you informed by when things like that are updated. If you ever have questions about PDF tutorials, you just have to go to my website and go to the resources section. And when you go to the resources section, I have a post right there actually. It says 4:30, the Homemade Sweetness and April IPS PDFs are in the works. So if you get in the habit of looking here before asking those kind of questions, then maybe it answers your questions and it saves having to type up an email. And like here, I have the showcase was today. And then anytime I do send out a tutorial, I make a note, like on the 27th, I put the in-color retirement class PDF was emailed to attendees and added to the Inspiration Hive. On 4/24, the Delicate Whispers was sent out. So I will keep these out here until the next month rolls in, and then I'll go through and I'll delete them. And as I have new ones, I add to it. So the other thing I wanted to share with you, kitten, but Mom, stuff always in my way. I know, buddy. So the other thing, I worked with Kelly today for a few minutes, and we got the calendar updated. A few people were asking about this in one of my last lives. They asked about the printable calendar. And so if you go into the calendar here, I updated it just about an hour ago. And it starts with May now. Kelly took off January, February, March, and April. and she updated April. A lot of this stuff, all these Thursdays got hit hard, hit heavy maybe with classes, and the Stampa Stack is on there now, and it's been updated. So for those that like to print this off, you would be safe going in and printing out May. And if you want to print the rest, not much has changed on these except for Carissa is not going to be doing in-person classes here anymore. She's got her hands full with a new puppy and she's not able to get up here. So she's still going to be doing her YouTube live classes, but not in person. So, but generally the May is the one that we updated. So this is pretty set here. So just know that that is updated. So you guys can find that in the resources section. It's called Cards by Christine Calendar. All right, so that's pretty cool. So yay, we got one thing off the list. So, all right, who else is with us besides Vanessa? I see Faye Godby is with us. She did not see a PDF when she looked 20 minutes ago. That would be exactly correct. Susan Bellamy is here. Hi, Linda Hunt. And there's Aunt Patty and Randy Schultz. Can you guys see a kitten back there? Oh, yeah, you can see. He found the blanket that's back there, and he is making his cookie dough right now. Hi, Doris Munson. Hello, Jolene. Hi, Sarah Mitchell. And Nancy Mole, we're trying to get you unstuck. Creativity. Let's get you out. Hi, Jeannie Curtis. And helping to serenade Jolene is a good thing. Hi, Lynn Beasley. There's Pat Smothers. And Mary Lemke's with us. Hi, Anita Myers. And let's see here. Did you know the cars on a Ferris wheel are called gondolas? Yes, they are gondolas. And Ferris is capitalized after the gentleman who invented it. Very cool. And then Jeannie Curtis is here. Hi, Kimberly Snow. And who's the Cynic 46? Cindy here from Delaware. Very good. Okay, now I know who that is. It's Cindy Nicolosi. I get it. Ha ha ha. I put that one together. Very good. Hi, Sue Deppes. Hi, Donna Grushke. Hello, Julie Bierschbach. Julie, are you home from Florida yet, or are you still traveling? I'm curious where you're at. Hi, Mitzi Stanley. Yes, Jolene is a champ. She sure is. And there is BZZLD from, I'm guessing Aloha is from Hawaii. Hi, Cindy Runtree. Hi, Debbie Gast. And Connie Moore's with us. Nice. Hi, Card Dwyer. Hi, Hope Toy. And there is Mary Carls and Sherry Ott. What you doing, buddy? Where are you going? Where are you going? You're not going to be able to be safe up there. You're going to fall down. You better just nestle right in and just be happy that I saved you a spot on the chair. All right, so we're here. Hey, hey, the gang's all here. So I'm going to do a roll call really quick while we're at it. Thank you to everybody who registered for this class. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate your support. This is a class where you had to pay for it. It's not ever free with an order. Oh, there he goes. Oh, it's Margie. Yasui. Okay, perfect. I don't know how I'll ever remember that you're BZZLDY. Oh, I don't know, Margie. that one, I have to like commit that to photographic memory, seeing your name next to that. Okay. I know that you did message me today. I didn't see what you wrote, but I did see you messaged me. So I have that 76 people took the class. Oh, I have 76 for the kits and we have 3 left. So I have a list of names. And if I missed your name and you think you signed up or if you want the class, please reach out to me separately. Just send me an email or a text. At this moment, if you put it into the April registration form, the May registration form, I might not see it right away. So it's better just to shoot me a message and say, hey, I want this class, and I'll make sure to get your name into the book. And so there's a lot. And I'm not going to miss Connie Moore this time. She's first on the list. And then Karen Wetstein, Annette Rollin, Sharon Perales, Angela Knutson, Angelique Schaefer, Anna Zastro, Barbara Rudolph, Bridget Rowe, Carmen Melendez, Catherine Healy, Kathy Crumpton, Sherry Stewart, and Donna Palazzola, Donna Grushke, Doris Munson, Elaine Peranio, Faye Gabi, Francis Rodriguez, Hope Toy, Jeannie Gertis, Jeannie Parker, Jennifer Jones, Judy Dean, Julie Bontranger, Karen Woods, Karen Stagg, Kari Dwyer, Kathy Showalter, Kelly Gibson, Kimberly Snow, Linda Hunt, Linda Scott, Lisa LaFramboise, Lisa Mullis, Lori Baxter, Oh, wait, what did Jolene say? Any chance you can do the Z fold first? Asking for a friend. Haha, yes, we'll do that first. Elisa Mullis, Lori Baxter, Lynn Beasley, Margene Eskelson, Mary Lemke, Mary Jo Stoll, Fancy Nancy Billis, Pat Shee Bischoff, Pat Smothers, Penny Powell, Perry Overby, Feline Mays, Rita Steffi, Sandy Coy Emery, Sarah Mitchell, Sherry Everett, Stacy Ton, Sue Esworthy, Susan Bellamy, Susan Devine, Susie Fenlater, Trisha Fagley, Vicky Rodriguez, Wendy Kruger, Mary Carls, Sheila Roberts, Vanessa Ritter, Karen Forward, Stacy Warner, Margie Yasui, Linda Rios, Lila Erickson, Cheryl Thomas, Carol Donovan, and last but not least, I have Sherry Stewart again, because we have to give her another set because the mail system lost her package. So that's why I have Sherry Stewart on my list twice. But Sherry, I have one sitting here for you too yet. So that means I have 3 left. So if you're watching this class and you're like, man, I wish I would have gotten it. I want to press the easy button. The kits are ready to go. All you have to do is some stamping and some assembly. Then reach out to me via text message, phone call me, email me. Just let me know right away. I do know that with only 3 being left, putting it in the April registration, or I keep saying April, I don't know, I'm still in April. In the May registration, it might get lost in there until we get to your registration, and by then somebody else might have said. So I'm putting it out there, fair game, that if you message me, however you message me, if you want this, I'll get you on the list first. So Vanessa said, yeah, please know that I didn't mean any negativity by asking about the PF. My hat goes off to all of you. Wonderful circle. No worries, Vanessa. I use, when you ask a question, if anybody asks a question about, did you do this? Or what about this? Or why is this like this? I always use it as an opportunity to educate my gals, my community, my guys, if there's guys too, my peeps, about where stuff is. And so had you known that I had commented on there, you could have maybe looked on there before asking the question. And that doesn't hurt to ask a question. You guys, we always say that the only dumb question is the question that isn't asked. And so I never look at it that people are like negative when they're asking. I always look at it, well, you're just asking because you don't know, right? So there's never, like, I have to think that there's never ill will with anything. So, but no worries. But again, I always take it one step further and try to educate everybody on, hey, here, if you look here, then maybe you'll find it. And then if you look there, the time that it took you to look there is the time it might have taken to read the email, but then it saves me from having to reply. So that's how that goes. No worries. None taken, Vanessa. Don't worry at all. So hopefully I didn't answer it like that you thought I took it negatively, because I didn't. So, all right. So we're going to be working with the Beach Boardwalk. It's a suite. I do know that the stamps are already gone. I think the French version is there. This is the scrapbooking set that goes with it. So Beach Time. And then we have Boardwalk Fun are the stamps. And then here are the dies. So we did use the Ferris wheel, the ticket, some of the palm trees, the little gondolas. Yeah, so we did use that a little bit. And I did pull in another set here. Vanessa, never take a negative. The goal is to get it beforehand. Yeah, it is always our goal. Hi, Gwen Goda from Hawaii. And the Exploring Nature is like the scrapbooking set from Nature Walk. And so we pulled in I love this Hello Sunshine. It's probably one of my top 10 stamps that is, that came out between January and, let's say, April, like in any of the new products. I love the font of the the normal font, and then the cursiveness with the sunshine, and I just love Hello Sunshine. So we did pull in Hello Sunshine. We've got the perfect day in here. There's a cute little sun in here, and lots of different words in there. From this one, we have the Celebrate, Enjoy the Ride, and Happy Birthday. We did bring in Sunrise, Sunset. No, just it's Sunrise Sailing. There is a bird, and this bird just wants to fly away all the time. I think we've lost this bird 3 times, and today it got lost because it gets so dirty, and when you open up the stamp set, it falls out, and that's what happened today. Like that, it falls out sometimes. And if that happens to you at home where your stamps aren't staying sticky, just take them and wash them underneath the water, and it helps them to stay sticky. So now Kelly washed this. The little dude sticks in there really good. So he went on a little walkabout or a flyabout, and we found him underneath the chair. So happy that we found him. And we also have here, I believe, the happy birthday from Lovely Arrangements. And then Help Me Grow, we pulled in some dirt. So it's all good. So Nancy says, I didn't mean to yell at you. Oh, yeah. So Nancy Mole, you guys, when Nancy Mole types, she has her caps locks on again. So, yeah, when people have their cap locks on, it makes it look like you're being yelled at. And I know Nancy's not trying to yell at anybody. so that helps to explain it. So we've got this one, which is your easy peasy lemon squeezy. We have the Ferris wheel, which is a cool little fun fold like this. And then we also have another somewhat more easy one that has the palm trees, and I love this layout. So I did promise Jolene that we would do this one first, but generally what I do is I cut all the designer series paper first, and then we go through and we'll start making cards. So I need to get my trimmer out, and we'll pull out the goodie bag. So when you guys get the class from me, it will be in a bag that looks like this. You'll have your golden ticket, which has today's date, and the name of the class is Beach Boardwalk. You'll have your 4 card kits in there, and then the quarter pack of designer paper. Now, I have to say that some people, this is going to be different for half the people than the other half, and I have to talk about how that works. And then we've got your gems are the sparkle gems, and then you got a roll of the bubble bath ribbon. So we'll come to that in a little bit, but I need to talk about this. When you get this paper, it's like this, and then the bottom is pink. So the way we cut this is that you either got the yellow section or you got the pink section. Either one will look nice on this card. I happen to have the yellowy section mixed with pink a little bit on this one. And then Kelly, and I think Kelly took her cards with her, unfortunately. They're not here, so Kelly has a set. Her set is more pinky in the back. Each one looks great. I wish I would have gotten, oh, I wonder if I can swap out. Here, let me swap out, actually. I have a couple sets here, and if I can, I will use, yes, this is what I will do. So for class tonight, I'll swap my paper out with this person, and this person has, well, I'm going to be the person, I'm going to get all pink, so that you can see the sample with the yellow, and then you can see the sample with the pink. And I'll show you that they're both really pretty when you get them put together. And you're probably thinking, but I want yellow. Well, then you might consider buying the DSP, because if I'm not mistaken, the DSP is probably still in stock. And it's called Beach something. So Beach. A whole bunch of things came back in stock too in the last couple days, you guys. Let's see, Beach didn't want to come up. Let's do Beach again. So this one's here, the paper with the sticker sheet. Oh, the DSP is still here. So if you guys are loving these cards, you can still get in on getting the DSP. It's available. What is missing? The French set is here, right? So it's called Amusement Littoral. So you could get the French stamps. I hear a squeaker. Hi, baby. And then you could get the dies as a bundle yet, but it would just be French. So, and I don't know if it's cheaper to buy them individually. You'd have to check that out. But, okay, back to this. We have a layout here, a panoramic layout. And so we want to make sure we grab the pink sheets here. So did you guys see that the yellow was across the top? Now this is what's across the bottom. So the way it's cut is we're going to have a continuous pattern here. So we have 3 panels. And the sizing on them, and I don't think there's any DSP along the back here. Nope, so it's just here. So our height on this is 5 1/8. So this one's 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. The height on this one is 3 7/8, and our width is, I gotta look at my notes. I didn't study my cheat sheet here ahead of time. It's 2 3/8 by 3 7/8. But the height is 3 7/8. Okay, so you want to make sure that this panel gets used for that one, and then this gets cut into 2 panels. But our height is 3 7/8. You have to figure out if you're on the yellow one, you can cut off the top or the bottom, and the same with this. You can cut off from the top or the bottom. And I like this more purpley one versus the pink one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure when I cut my paper, I'm going to take the top section like this. So the height is 3 7/8. So let's get this situated. And again, I want this side. So I'm going to go 3 7/8 and I'm going to cut this bottom part off. Do you guys feel like I should take my ruler and measure this just in case? Okay, it's 3 7/8 and it is 5 1/8. So our notes are correct. So I like that. So we're doing 3. So this is for your envelope flap if you want to do that. So, but again, I want to make sure I get my height correct on both of them. And I want, don't do this because it's not going to flow nice. So making sure you're cutting off the top. So I'm cutting off the bottom actually. Well, however, but cutting off the same side. So now we have our height correct. There's wiggle room with this, right? It doesn't have to be, you don't have to worry so much about this lining up exact. The width on this one is 5 1/8. So I'm going to take this and go 5 1/8. Goes to the scrapyard. Hi, Amy Langlos. So this is that piece there. And again, you guys are thinking, well, this is yellow and this is pink. You either got yellow or you got the pinky side. And then for this one, they are 2 3/8, but you need 2 pieces. So it's pretty consistent from one side to the other. So I'm just going to cut 2 3/8 here and 2 3/8 here. And then this can go to the scrapyard. Oh, I suppose I should have measured. I'm going to trust the system that it was 2 3/8, and it was. All right. So those are, for this card, the 3 pieces of designer paper you need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my left one on top of the middle one, on top of the right one. And the rest of all of this stuff will come in your card kit. So I am just going to set this with this card off to the side for the moment. And we're going to go to this one. Now this one has the palm trees, this guy right here. And that one is a nice measurement for the DSP. It's at the same size as we just cut. It's 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. But this time we have 3 7/8 wide and 5 1/8 tall. So I'm going to do my 3 7/8 first. And then I'm going to get a bigger strip along the side here off. And then it's 5 1/8. Okay. So this, I don't think we used that on the inside. Nope, this can go to your scrapyard. Okay, so that's this piece for the background. But now if you look at this, this side is what is actually used on there. And the piece that we just cut off is too skinny. That's okay. You guys, we are going to refer to your second sheet that you have here, and we're going to work with that. The size of this one is 3 7/8 tall by 2 5/8. So let's see. You can pick which section you want. This side has a little more red, a little more purple, just however you want. I am trying to figure out how the sunset is going to look. I've got a little more purple up there, and then it gets light. This one you can see has a little more pink. This sheet is an ombre as well, so it gets darker on one side. So I think I'll go like that, and I want to keep that darkness up there. So I have that it's 2 5/8 wide. So I'm going to do the 2 5/8 first, because that leaves me with this whole section in my scrapyard. And then I've got 3 7/8 tall. Now, you still get a choice which side you want. I feel like, hi Karen Whitstein. So I'm going to cut that off. And now this is the piece that goes right there. So this one has 2 pieces of designer paper. And we'll put that off to the side. So then this guy is an easy one as well. I love me the easy cards. So this one, you've got a little bit of options for the designer paper. You could do 5 by 3 3/4. You could do 5 1/8 by, no. So our mat here is 5 1/4 by 4. So this, mine is 3 13/16 by 5 1/16. But I know some people hate that. So you could go up or you could go down, whatever you want. But I'm going to do my infamous 3 13/16. It's this sheet right here. So I think mine are the same, which is great. I want the section that is like this. So when you cut this, be kind of observant because that's perfect. So we're going to cut off 3 13/16 from this side. And actually, you can figure out how you want your palm trees to go. I want them to be really more centered in the card. So if I go 3 and 13/16, I'm cutting this one off. But I don't want to cut that leaf off because I'd rather cut a little bit of this off. So let's just for now do a little haircut on this side to get that palm tree closer to the edge. And then I'll flip it back around and let's see where I'm at with 3 and 13/16. So now I won't be cutting off either palm tree. Look at that. I got it centered a little bit better. So now it's by 5 and a 16th tall. So again, I'm not going to cut the top of my palm tree off either. So just be strategic on how you want to cut to not have to cut off your palm tree leaves. So that's perfect. All right, so that's it for that one. Then we have this guy. For this one, you have a sheet of tickets that look like this. And so my packet here, I didn't get a blue ticket, but I also did get a purplish ticket. I got a greenish ticket. I got that one, and I've got that purplish one. So if you didn't get the blue ticket, I apologize because I guess when I was putting them around, I didn't twist this. I maybe should have twisted this, but this card will look great with that color or that color. So either way, if it's not a blue ticket, it could be a pink ticket. But I actually I like that, and I like that. I don't want to do green, but there's a ticket, and there's like the red. So I think I'm going to go with purple. That purple will really tie in here nicely. So there's a die for this. And if you guys look at your boardwalk, there's a ticket die right there for it. So do I want to use it or do I just want to cut my ticket out? I haven't decided yet. So for now though, I'm going to rough cut it right here. And then save that with the card, and I'll come back to that. So that goes in the scrapyard. So then you have two patterns that look very similar that are left. They're both cotton candy-esque to me. This one that's more cotton candy, like it's the pinks and the blues, that's the one you want for this one. We don't necessarily want this. And I'm guessing we didn't use this pattern in this class, so you've got something fun that you can work with later in life. So for this one, we've got a bunch of DSP. It's another fun fold for you guys. So it opens like this. So what we have is a pattern paper that this in the front is continuous and it's one height. And then there are two pieces, one back here and one back here, and it's a little bit taller. And they don't have to generally be consecutive, but just you can't cut one across and think that it'll work for all, because this does come down a little bit lower. So you can see here, Kelly's got some hot notes going on here about what we got. So there are two pieces. These side pieces are 4 by 1 1/4, right? So they're 1 1/4 by 4. All right, so we know that. These other ones, the height of these other ones, all 4 of these, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all 3 and 13/16 tall, and there's 2 different widths. The outside width is 1 and 13/16. But this panel right in here is a little bit shorter. So they are not all 4 the same size. So that's why we just want to be careful here how we cut this. We don't want to cut them incorrectly. The inside side is 1 and 9/16. Okay, so that's what that is. So what are we going to do? We have a sheet here. And if we look at it, I want to try to capture, I like this pinky part the most. So I want to try to make sure I capture that quite a bit. And if we think about it, we have not quite 2 inches, not quite 2 inches. That's 4 inches, not quite. And then we have 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches. That's 3. So that's like a little bit under 7 inches. So we're not necessarily gonna, I don't believe we're gonna get the whole pattern, the whole cross pattern here. But we don't necessarily need to, because there is a break here. So what I'm most concerned about is these 2 matching, and then ultimately this one matching. You want to make sure that that one flows. This one you're not going to catch so much if it doesn't flow correctly. So ultimately this one right here, you want it to make sure that it does line up. And I'm not the biggest of orange fans. I don't know if you guys know that about me or not, but so orange is not my favorite color. So I'm going to try to like maybe not use this section, but I'm going to go for this section right up here. It's okay. It still has a little orange, but it's not as orange as that. So, but if you love the orange, make sure you grab from orange. So, but we were talking that the height here on these 4 pieces is 3 13/16 tall. So I'm going to cut this at 3 13/16 tall. Right, so this is off for now. And then I need 2 pieces that are not the same size. So remember we said this is 1 13/16 and 1 9/16. So because I want this piece to be there, and I know that's 1 13/16, I'm going to flip it this way because I can get my 1 13/16 on this side. And then my next piece is 1 9/16. Right, so now I've got my 2 continuous patterns. When they're flipped like this, they will fit right here and right here. Okay, so that wasn't so hard, right? Okay, then what we have left here is this piece. Now, this is not going to work, right, for this because we don't have enough, right? And that's okay. So, and now this one also is too short for the side. So we have to be strategic how we do this. So this piece that's on the side here is 2 1/4, and we could use this for one side, and we could use the neck. We're going to end up using this other piece here as well. So I'm going to cut this one at 4 inches. Yeah, let's do 4 because it's 4 inches high. Again, remember the back pieces didn't need to like line up. And then it's 1 1/4. So when I cut this at 1 1/4, I'm going to be cutting off a little bit of the orange. Okay, you could have left this, but what happens here, this 1 1/4 by 4 is this piece over here that is going to get tucked underneath, right? So in order, then I have these. Now I just have to do the other side. So let me see what I like. I either want this section or I want that section. I think I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to cut this at 3 13/16. And if I cut this straight across, I can still get my other 1 1/4 by 4 out of this panel. Now, here's a little trick. If I want to, I could cut this at 4 inches and then cut off my 1 inch flap, which, let's think about that. That is not very decorated. So it's 4 inches tall. Just follow me, just trust me. But so I want my 1 9/16 and my 1 13/16. So we're going to do the 1 13/16 here. Again, it's too tall, I get it. But if we do this one and then a 1 9/16, and then we do the 1 1/4. Oopsies, gotta go here. So this is extra. This is my 1 1/4 by 4, which goes over here. Now I just have to take care of my height on these, right? I'm gonna take off, I guess, off the top here. So I did it that way just to keep that last chunk taller. Remember, our height is 3 13/16. Like that. So there's a couple of different ways to take care of this business, right? Ultimately, you have these 2, and then you have these 2. You have the inside, and it's not the inside, it's the back side. So you need the 3, there's actually 6 total pieces. So Debbie Gas says save it for Gina. Yes, I should save that orange for Gina. You betcha. She would love it. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. Hi, Francis Rodriguez. So there's a little bit of intense cutting on this one, and it's just knowing that the back panel here is 4 inches tall. This is 3 13/16 tall, and these 2 are the same size, and these 2 are the same size. So I'm going to take left, 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 and I'm just putting them in order here, right? So that's all fine and dandy. All the DSP is cut now. Ooh, and how did I? Oh, that's where you went. He was sticking off the side. Okay, so I I did want this one right here. You guys, I don't know if you saw that. I stuck it underneath there. I couldn't figure out. For the moment, I thought, where did I put that piece of paper? Well, it was underneath. So now we've got that one cut. I don't know. That really wasn't too hard, I don't think, when it comes to cutting the paper. We try to make some more intense and some not as intense. But you've got some pieces left here for your scrapyard. And then you should have a little bit of a pile here of leftovers to make some more pretty cards or to decorate your envelope flaps if you like to do that. So, all right. Hi, Laura Lee. Oh, you like that I did this week. Great. Very good. I'm happy I did too. All right. So I promised a friend that we would do the hard card first, which isn't hard per se. It's just extremely tedious. How about that? How about that? We'll go with that instead. So which one is it though? Let's open this pile up. And it's not that one. That's our fun fold. Here it is. So it's the second last one when you are looking at the card kits. And it is the pink base. Make sure everything's out of there. And for this one, you're going to have a lot of pieces out of here. So there's a lemon lolly. You have your boats, a sandhill, your boat again, a baby boat with its mast. You have a couple clouds. You've got some palm trees in black. You've got some pastel shimmer paper. It's for your waves in the background. Okay, so then this is going to go here. And we have that. You have this is for your Z fold, for your waves in the front. You have your two panels here. And they go like that. And then on the back side, you have a white and a lemon lolly. Oh my goodness. Are we missing? Oh, there it is. Oh, I was going to say, where is our pool party? Okay, here's the pool party piece for our little label. Okay, so there are a lot of pieces. I won't deny that. So the first thing we're going to do is do our burnishing. This paper is beautiful. It looks so water-based. Yeah, it does. It's very pretty paper. So we want to make sure that these are lined up good. Okay, so they are. And then for this one bends back, right? So when you bend that back, go ahead and burnish. All right. So what could we do first? We could get a little bit glue happy with our bigger pieces here. So I'm going to flip this. Wait, let's make sure these are right. Or do I want it like at the top? No, I like it like, I guess I like it like this. Okay, so we're going to go this way and this way. So a little bit of glue. And then there's no reason why we couldn't already glue the back yellow down as well. Okay. So we don't use lemon lolly a lot, but lemon lolly got a workout on this card. Okay, so there's that. And then here's this one. Still at this point, we could still flip them whichever way we wanted. So when you get this paper, if you really like this card, you could do some with the yellow scene and some with the other. So let's just go like this and see once. Hi, buddy. What's up, little handsome lad? All right, and then this guy, let's get this before Cat jumps up here. Let's get this right here. Hi, hunky. You want to have in the blanket. This blanket is keeping me warm, buddy. You can come sit by my back, though, if you want. So I'm trying to figure out if I like it. Like, it does get a little darker here. Come on, buddy. You can jump up here. Come on. I've got a soft, squishy blanket. All right. I think I'm actually going to go because otherwise the option is like this. I kind of like a little bit darker. And you guys are probably like, there's not much different. That's very true. It's not much different. So we're going to flip these now, and we're going to glue these. Hunky, you're eyeing my blanket up. You jumped down. You could have stayed up here. All right. So this one, it's going to go here. And this is great, so I can show you that it looks really pretty with the pink there as well. That one. Come on, buddy. I see you. And that. Okay, so that was easy. We just eliminated a bunch of paper and got it attached to our card. All right, it complete with a little bit of glue as well. All right. So what could we do next? We have some sailboats, and what we could do is attach. Hunky, what is going on? You could jump. For your love, jump in. Yep, you can do it. Put your back into it. Good job. But now you're not going to go by my computer. All right, good. Make those decisions and then be happy with them. So we're going to glue the sailboat pieces together here. All right, so this one goes on here. Just like so. And then we might as well glue this one together. And just like that. So the sailboats, in case you're wondering where they're from, it's that sunrise sailing. I know the stamp set isn't available. I don't remember if the dies are or not though. Okay, buddy. Make decisions and make them happen. Just get comfortable, little lad. There's a whole, you're such a monkey boy. Okay, then we've got this guy. This is where our sandhill is going to be. And it's not rocket science. All we did was take a scissors and curve up and go like that. A sandhill. It really is however you want it to be. And that's going to be tucked down in there. So the sand comes from the dirt. The dirt comes from Help Me Grow. And so we're going to need to grab that and some crumb cake ink. Oh, you want water. Oh, okay. Buddy. There you go. So this crumb cake ink is perfect color for making sand. And that gets stamped there. It makes it look like little sand speckles. Right? Then on the back, though, of the card, I've got some sand there as well. And on that, though, because it's white, I would probably do second strength. So stamping off. And then I might do one more here. Like that. Okay, so that's the start for our palm trees to have some sand. Then I would probably use Secret Sea ink here, or if you have your white black pad or black pad, that Celebrate comes from the set, what we're working with, Boardwalk Fun. And then you're going to want to do, I have a white black pad. And what do I mean by that? I mean, I've taken one of my foam pads that was for white, and I put Memento ink in it. That was Mr. Hunky, yes. And so when you do this, I'm going to right justify it so that it's closer to the right side. Like that. And then your scissors is what you're going to use to angle it. Like that. So that's ready to go. And then the other thing that I have for stamping is the palm tree in the back. And there are 3 palm trees. There's a tall one. Well, there's a daddy, there's a mommy, and there's a baby. So you got your 3 sizes. It's like the 3 little bears. Well, the 3 bears. And we need the one that's just right. So we use that little dude in the black ink so it looks like a shadow. Or it's nighttime on the back here. So we got a little palm tree there. And then the perfect day and happy birthday. So that Celebrate the perfect, so it's the perfect day, came from that scrapbooking set. That is this guy, Beach Time. So we need that one. And the perfect day, we decided to do that in crumb cake. And then the happy birthday in black. But you guys, whenever you do your own Stampin' at home, you could always do whatever you like. But because my palm tree's on the right, I want to center this more to the left. So the perfect day. And then happy birthday is from the lovely arrangements. There's some beautiful sentiments in here. Nice ones that you could put easily on the front of cards. This time, though, we're going to put it on the back. And so we've got the happy birthday. And he's going to get stamped in the black ink. And I've got it right underneath. Perfect. Okay. So that's, I think, it for stamping. Let's just grab that. Yep, it sure looks like it. All right, let's get these guys closed. And do some more gluing. So we can glue this guy down. And he goes to the back. Like this. Okay, so the back looks great. Now we have the front to work with. You have this piece, and this is Pool Party, and we embossed this with the stamps that this right here is a hybrid embossing folder, and the embossing folder cuts this sailboat out, and then on the bottom of it, it has the waves, and that's where that came from. And what we did is we ripped across. So this has a score line in it. You'd have to see it, really hard to see it. But right here, there's a score line there. And that score line, if you go like that, that's where it's going to bend right there. Now, we did some ripping the other day. I'm right-handed, so when I rip this way, it means that my white is going to be shown here, or the inside. That's what I want. So when I go like this, I take my finger as a guide so it doesn't get too to the left or too to the right. You're making some rolling water here. That's it. Now, if you're not a ripper or a tearer, and that is something that you just can't stand, use your scissors and you could cut a wave too. But that's what's going to go across the bottom here, right? Oh, I forgot we got to cut one more piece of DSP. Ha ha ha. So this piece right here, I wondered about that. There was one piece that we didn't use, you guys. And I'm like, well, that's very rare that we don't use a piece of paper. We try to use the DSP always at least once. But there's this piece right here. And that's actually in the back. And I missed that. Completely missed it. So we'll get back to that. So the shimmer paper is the same concept. We only gave you 3/4 of an inch. So you're going to have to be very frugal. So you don't want to rip too far down so that you have some to attach. So this is perfect. Hello, Margene Eskelson from Chile, Wyoming. We are freezing here too. And it's not freezing, but oh my gosh, my nose is cold right now. I'm the only person in here, and the in-floor heat does not get like hot. Like it's not a furnace in here. So I did a little ripping on this one. And this is going to end up going back here. But we have one more piece of designer paper here. And that guy, that one is a 5.5 by 1 3/4. So we got to pull back the trimmer. We got to cut 5.5 by 1 3/4. So let's do 1 3/4 here by 5.5. Now it's not going to be exactly 5.5. You want it to be just a hair under 5.5 because you have the crack of your card. So it's just, I did a hair under 5.5. All right. Then this also, hello Sherry Stewart. This will also get ripped, right? So when you rip this one, you're really going to see the white. I'll rip this side. So you're really going to see, when you rip it this way, you'll see it'll like look like white caps. Just like that. All right. Now, I didn't really pay attention to someone up, someone down. Ultimately, this shimmery one is going to go behind here. And then this is going to go behind here. And they're going to get layered back there. But you're probably wondering, well, how do you know what height to put them at? Well, we're going to be careful. Well, ultimately, well, this you don't have a lot of wiggle room with. This is going to go here, and this is going to go here, up like that. And then this one is going to go like this. Now, I'm not going to see a lot of the DSP. So what I could do is I could trim this just a little bit shorter. If I look at this, I've got about 3/16 of an inch more than what my sample does. So I think if I would have ripped a little bit more, it would have been maybe a little bit better. But just to help out the situation, I'm going to trim off a little bit here so it's not quite as tall. You may or may not have to do that depending on how much you ripped off. But if I cut off this, it's about 1/4 inch what I cut off, right? Now when I go this, like that, this settles on here. Now you've got the staggered look, and that's what we're going for. All right, so what would I do first? I would take this piece, I would grab my tear-in tape, and I would run some tear-in tape along the back of this and capture my pastel shimmer paper. And I'm going to go from this side. Okay, so you've got the pastel shimmer peeking out. Now, this might be a little bit of a gap here. I notice I have a little gap. This cut just a little shorter than the DSP. Let's see when we put this down. Our goal was to not see the yellow over there. So I can actually trim this a little bit so it's even. That should be fine. All right, then what I did is I put dimensionals across the back here. And you can go flat. Really, all your adhesives are your personal preference. So I'm going to pop this up though, just so that it looks like the water is coming out, the waves are coming out a little bit. Then this is going to get some liquid glue along the bottom. And now this goes all the way to the pink edge here, so that you're not seeing any of the pink, because all we want is water down here. And even trimming that little bit off there, you might see just a hair of yellow, but it'll be kind of covered up down here. So that's what we have there. Then this is going to get glued here, but you're only putting glue on this quarter section here. So let's do, I didn't burnish it with a bone folder either, but we could always do that in a little bit. So then this meets up at that corner, right? I'd set this down. You might have to refinagle the fold because right now when this lays flat, mine's crooked. So I need to push this in line, right? And then what's going to happen is we're going to put adhesive behind this section and we're going to line up our corner here. Okay, so, but you're wondering like, well, how do you know how much glue to put? Well, I'd actually go over here and I would put my glue on this panel right here. And then you can drop this down onto it. And the goal here is to make sure your corners are lined up good. All right, I was a little bit ahead of myself. We have to get our sandhill in here. So one moment. Wait 1 moment. Put a little glue 42 back here. All right, now let's plop in our sandhill here before we get that too far there. We needed to get our sandhill underneath here. That was what was hanging out back here. Okay, so there's what we have there. Then our palm trees, those would be really good stelled. So you've got a fresh Stella. Hi, Susan Warmly. If you've got your Stella pen all wiped up and primed and ready to go, definitely get that on your palm trees here. It would also be great to Stella your, your sails. Get them glistening in the sun. And then your clouds could also get a little round of Stella here. Perfect. And then this guy here. So got maybe a little adhesive on there. What's going on with my cloud? I see a dot. And that could actually be in the paper, because it's not coming off. Okay. That's all right. There are fibers in papers that sometimes they stay in. Got a little more Stella going on here. She's selling me short. All right. We got the Stella going on. So let's flip our trees over. Stella got her groove back. She did. And then a black dimensional there and one here. And then I'll run a little bit of liquid glue by the base here. This is our Masterpiece Theater card. All right, so I've got my tree top bobble op right there. And then we've got this one over here. Our cloud. This cloud is flat. This one is flat, but this one is only attached on the one side. And so we can put a little glue here. And then on this cloud, you're only putting glue on the back left side, right? You don't want it to be hanging on the right side. So when we set this down, we've got this cloud down first, right about here. And then this one overlaps it slightly right when it's flat. Isn't that cool? We've got that set up like that. These two sets went great together. The Beach Boardwalk with the Sunrise Sailing. Sunrise Sailing was from the annual catalog. All right, this, we've got another bit going on. We cannot have any adhesive on the part that's overhanging here, but we could have two dimensionals. Let's put a dimensional right there. And we'll put one right there. So the sails are popped up. And then on this guy, I have white dimensionals here. Let's see. I do somewhere. Let's see if I have a sheet. Nope. Okay. Green giant. I do right here. All right. I restocked. Let's see what's in here. Are there any wee little ones? Nope. Okay. So let's grab this guy. So I have on this little guy, the boat is flat, but the sail is popped up. So let's make our own. Okay, so, geez, haha, get it, queso? Okay, so we're gonna put a little bit of glue down here and on this one. So wiggly. All right, there's that. So on this one is nestled over that fold line. Say something like so. Okay, and then the little one, that's more in the distance, from a distance, he's back here, and he's tucked underneath this wave and in front of the designer paper wave. So just hopefully you can sneak part of him in there. Yeah, isn't that cute? I love it. Okay. But there's a little bit that we need to put back there to help with some support. Like an underwire bra back here. We got the underwire helping us over here. I'll help pop that up there. All right, that's looking good in the neighborhood. All right, so we have celebrate, and we need some ribbon. We finally are getting to the ribbon. So when the ribbon gets open, you guys are like, but wait, that's pink, and yours is blue. Oh man, how did we do that? Anybody want to take a guess? I better late than never, sue us, Worthy. Thanks for joining us. So here's your choice. If you like the pink back here, you could put pink back there, right? It would work, but we used a blend. So if you have a pool party blend, now's the time to pull it out and use it. Let's see what color this is. Oh yeah, dark pool party. I love it. So, have you ever colored your ribbon? If you have, wonderful. You know what this is all about. If you've never colored your ribbon, you might be thinking, wow, what's it going to look like when we color our pink ribbon? Well, it should make it pool party. The pink is light enough that you can use a marker to color it. And I do like to color both sides just to make certain it gets nice saturation. Okay, so you're wondering how much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches. 4 to 5 inches, something like that. Okay, so cheese again. Okay, so, all right, so we're going to do this to there. All right, when this dries, it gets like hard, like the marker juice makes it hard. So, not saying that's a bad thing or a good thing. I'm just noting that ribbon gets crunchy when you color it like this. You're going to need a Waiting in the Wings tear and tape, and you're going to need one on the back of here. And I'm going to take my end and have the tail there, and then we're going to make a loop, and then bring it back and make the loop on this side if it wants to stick to the tear and tape. Like that is good. Okay, so I don't have quite enough, and I could see that once I got going, so I'm glad I didn't cut it off because I have the ability to take the marker and make a little bit more colored blue ribbon. All right, so let's go again. You gotta be careful because we're gonna be near the bottom and we don't want it hanging over. There it is. All right, now I have plenty. Whoa. Like that. And like that. Okay, so let's test it out. Let's test the waters. Okay, well, so it's a little bit longer on the bottom and it's into my boat. So what am I gonna do? Well, I'm gonna scrunch it up a little bit. So let's pull this side like that. And then let's make this side a little bit more small of a loop. Let's cut it off and try again. Okay, let's see if that improved our situation. I think that's good. There might be a little bit hanging out the bottom, but we can always trim that a little bit more too. So let's use our tear and tape on the back here. Like that. Perfect. Okay, now that's the right size. Love it. Now that we glued that flat. So what happens here is you can take your tear and tape off and put a little bit more liquid glue on the sides if you want. Hi, Feline May's coming in late. Thanks for liking and sharing it. I appreciate it. All right, so then this is right justified. Flush on that side. Like that. Okay, I love it. Then there's some gems. These guys are gone, long gone too, the sparkle gems, but you got them in your kit. Yay. So what we're going to do, hi dear. Is that dear? Somebody's here. I see a kitten. Okay, well, we're going to put some gems on. Got some blues. So this has 4 colors. We've got the pink, the blues. So we're going to put some in the water. Got one here. And then a small one will be good. And then a medium one over here. Now, on this one, the pink looked good. But if you have the more purpley background, you could easily use these purple ones. So that's what I think I'm going to do. I'll use the purple ones on here. They'll tie that in really nice. So, my ribbon. Okay. So pretty. Fun card. Flip it over. Whoever gets it's going to be really happy. It's your Mac Daddy 10-pound card, if I'd have to say it myself. All right. Oh, that doesn't go there. This goes here. So Jolene, are you happy we got the first card done? That's the one you wanted to see. So I'll go into the other one next, the other fun fold, and see once if we'll get that one done next. That one's relatively simple. I think now that we've got the designer paper cut, that one will be just glue, 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 and a little Stamparoo. Okay, let's get my stamps cleaned so I don't get ink everywhere. Okay. Do you guys like that? I had a chamois. I rehydrated my chamois. All right. So this one's the done one. Let's put you over there. And I got my recipe card here and cellophane bag. Put you away. Cindy Bruntree loves it. Good. Sue Esworthy loves it. So it's fun. Look at that one. It's flat. It looks like a perfect little scene. And then when you open it up, it's like, oh, wait, there's more. All right. So let's see here. We have something that I can get rid of, which is this and this. So I don't think the perfect day gets used anymore. You can see we use that quite a bit on here. There's a really pretty hibiscus flower in this set right there. Okay, so that's done. And our dirt is done. Let's get you out of here. Again, the dirt came from Help Me Grow. We used it as sand. And then the Lovely Day is from Lovely Arrangements, which is right here. So I try not to put them on there crooked because then they'll take that shape, I think, over time. Connie says, I like both of these cards. You prefer the yellow. Yeah, you know, okay, let me hold them up again so you guys can see that. I have a hunch that a lot of people are going to prefer the yellow. But doing a class like this, it was either it wouldn't have it worked. It didn't because we used as much designer paper as we did. You almost used your whole 2 6-inch sheets, right? It wouldn't have worked to give everybody a yellow and a pink sheet because it wouldn't have been a continuous flow. So I think I like the yellow too. It's a little bit softer, but if I got the pink one and I had never seen this one, I wouldn't know any different, right? And so you get a lot of beautiful pink sunsets as well. All right, so it's cold in here and it's making me yawn. Sorry, you guys. I'm not boring myself, I hope. All right, here's this one. So we've got our pieces back in here. Just because I don't want to move from my seat, I am going to trim this. And I think when this gets trimmed, it trims off the edge. You can see here there's no outer area. What's cool about using the die on the ticket is it perforates it on the edge there. So that's the one thing I'm going to miss out on by not getting up. If I move right now, I will have to take another hour to gain the body heat that I've made around me. So I'm just going to do that. And then this goes like that. And then we'll do this side as well. Boom. Okay, that's good. I can live with that. All right, let's grab the kits here. I think it was the last one in the pile here. And I do have a Post-it note. I don't know why. We'll find out soon. Your yawn is making me yawn. Sorry, Margene. It's like I wasn't getting... Oh my gosh, I wasn't getting enough oxygen to the head. Oh my gosh, I can't say I've yawned that big on a live ever. Oh man, or I'm tired. I don't know. One of the two. We'll see. Okay, this is your quarter sheet mat. It is just a 5.5 by 4 1/4. There are lots of little gondolas. Don't lose them. Okay. Lori was here for class. She did a one-off class doing this, and she lost her things. Then Kelly found them, and it's like they're there. We triple checked to make sure you had 5 pinks and that you'd have 5 blues. So please, if you lose one, look for it. Okay, if you sneeze, they go flying. You also have some pieces here that need to get popped out. If you notice they're a little bit tight, it doesn't hurt to get your scissors in here and do the little bit of assist that it might need. That needed that. Okay, that one will pop out. So, all right, you got that done. And then you have this white piece that is embossed with the So Swirly, maybe? The So Swirly. And then there's some ground. Here's your ground. We put that on here. Your Ferris wheel is going to go on top of that. And then all your gondolas. The ticket is going to go off to the side, and it's got ribbon behind it. So we'll come back to that in a moment. Then you have this piece, which is behind your white embossed piece. This is your inside piece. And then you're going to have to take this apart and rearrange it. So this is not how it goes on the card. That one is correct. So that one we can make sure we burnish good. And then this one comes back. Like that was good. Now this one, instead of this one going backwards, mine's got to come in. And then this one goes back. So what should happen is these two pieces should meet right in the middle here. Okay, there shouldn't be much of a gap here. Right? So that's perfect. Now this piece right here is for your middle, which we'll stamp momentarily. So, but let's lay out our pieces. We had said that this is the one that goes back over here, and the bottom one goes over there. Then these will go in order. That with that, and like that. Oh, I got them backwards. How did I do that? Must go like that. Okay. Okay. Good? Good. Very good. So, what can we glue? We can glue these, and we can glue these. So I'm going to put liquid glue on everything. Okay. That will go there. This one here. And then this one here. Whoa, don't get your sleeve in it, Chris. Okay, this one here. This will go on the side. Should have the same margin on the top, the bottom, and the right. And then this one goes like this. Okay, very good. Feline says it has been a roller coaster for temps here. It is finally getting warmer. Supposed to be in the 80s this weekend. Oh, I'm so jealous. I want 80s so bad. You have no idea. I do want 80s. All right, let's see here. This right here, I noticed that mine ends at the white, but we have it cut to end at the pink. So that's where you get to make a decision. Do you want this to go to the end of the pink, or do you want it to end at the white? So I kind of like seeing the white there, so or the pink at the edge. So what I'm going to do, we're going to glue the back and put that down, and then I'm going to put a little bit of glue along my bottom here, and then that is where the base for my Ferris wheel is going to go, right? And I glued that first, so now I can nip that off. All right, let's look at this. So, be careful how you put this down. You'll see the pink border. You want it to be centered left to right. And you be careful that you don't see the edge of the designer paper. That's good. All right, look at that. See, that wasn't so hard. And then that goes like this. All right, now this guy can get trimmed off. And then we can put this on the pink piece. All right, so now when we put this down, we also have to be cautious not to put adhesive on this side, right? So when you do this, I would take your dimensionals. Oh, look at these. I have these from a kit. If you take your dimensional, you can put on this back left side, go run that up the edge like that. and then take the other one, and you can use this as a guide. So this one, we're going to put it as close to the blue fold as we can without going over that. And then this can go there. So by doing it this way, you're not going to have the dimensional be too far out either side. So let's put this back like it's supposed to. And then this gets centered top to bottom, left to right. Okay. Right, so now that opens and you don't see any adhesive back there. And our Ferris wheel with a capital F is going to be added with dimensionals. So how are you going to do this? There's a lot of little spaces. So I'm going to take the edge of my black dimensionals and cut a skinny little strip like this. And it's easy to take one side off of my dimensionals. And then they stick somewhat to my finger. And then this will go here. That one will go there. And then you could take two like this. See, they're skinny enough that you won't see them peeking out the sides. Okay, so the bottom seems really good. Then you've got the gondolas. So these are a little bit too big yet. So what I would do is take some of these and cut them in half. And when you cut them in half, they fit really nicely in the bucket of the gondola. Okay? So I know it seems really tedious, but I wanted this all popped up. And you won't have to do all of them if you don't want to. Just be strategic about it. But as long as I'm doing it, I can show you how it's done. The card with 2 sailboats is gorgeous. You love it. Good. I'm glad you like it, Cindy. All right. Well, we might as well start picking these off while we're working on this. Okay. So then there's Margine asked if I'm going to go through past classes. I sure am. Margine, they're all sitting right there yet, waiting for me. And I just don't know when. I was trying to wrap my head around it today. We worked from 9:30 until basically 5 on, we're creating the DSP samplers. We decided to go with 42 for the annual catalog. It's not the annual catalog anymore. I can't keep calling it that. But this new catalog, we went with 72. It has all the new colors in it, like the color family paper. So it's the new one. And we have 46 people signed up at the moment. So I think there's 28 left in case anybody's still needing to get a DSP sampler in their order. We're not going to run out anytime soon. But I thought tomorrow I'm going to have some time, and I just don't know. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. I'm doing the homemade sweetness Stamp-a-Stack. And then, you guys, I am going to be participating in Karen Forward's stationery box class. I signed up for this class back in February when she first came out with it. And by golly, I'm taking a class. I don't remember the last time I sat in a class and made cards that somebody else prepped all the work, did all the work and prepped. So I'm going to take a class, and that's at 1, and that goes till 3-ish. It might even go till 4. But if I can sneak it in before Tyler's done with work tomorrow, I would do that. And if for any reason that doesn't work, if I don't end up having class Saturday morning, I'll try to fit in Saturday morning. Otherwise, I'm going to fit it in on Sunday. Like, it's going to happen by Sunday. That I know. Anywhere I can. So you didn't miss it by any means. I need to create the YouTube link for it as well. And when I create the link, you'll see that pop up. So how much was the sampler? No problem. You didn't miss it at all, Amy. The sampler is $30 plus shipping. So Amy, you're getting other things in May mailed to you. So it's not going to, so normally shipping by itself is $10, but if you have other things shipping to you in May, generally, depending on what else you have shipping, it might be $2, it might be $4, right? It just depends on what else you have shipping to you. So we have here Enjoy the Ride on this one. And the inside has, what does the inside have? Happy birthday and the little star thing. Okay, so that little star thing is right here. And happy birthday. So enjoy the ride. We're going to do this in Secret C. And let's grab that. So you get a 1 chance. And if you don't do good, then you just have to grab another piece of designer paper. All right, let's ink you up good. Enjoy the ride. Oh, yeah, that's good. So good. And then we've got Pool Party ink for our little star thing. And that little star thing is right here. And we need happy birthday to you. And that goes on the white piece, which is momentarily hiding on me right there. So remember, it's a rectangle, so it is going vertical. And I'm going to use the Secret C ink for this one too. Right there. Oh yeah. Love it when the ink turns out so nice. And then we've got the Pool Party. Put that little dude right there. I like it. Mikey likes it. All right, gotta run, Debbie Guess. We'll see you later, my friend. All right, so just because I'm being conscientious of my cleaners, let's get that cleaned. And that one I didn't use, but we had the ride. And I think that's it. So this one can get glued on the inside. And then we're going to need tear and tape behind that one. So let's put that on it's on the back left and bottom and top. You'll need 2 weighting in the wings. We need to do a little liquid glue 42 over here. All right, so that opens up. I'm glad we went with Pool Party there because it ties in the Pool Party. So there's our inside. And our ribbon. You can see here, we didn't want to have ribbon coming over here, so we did a loop and a tail that way and a loop and a tail this way. All right, so we've got this staged back here. Let's grab our pink ribbon. So I'm going to do, ooh, and there's blue on there. I'm okay with that because what I'm going to do is that's going to be hidden back here. And my tail that attaches, and then this is a loop. And then I'm going to, it's kind of a big loop. If you want it smaller, you can just pull on it slightly, make it a little bit shorter. And then this comes back. And we'll go like that. So it's going to make it look like a bow, but we're definitely not making a bow. Okay, so then this other side, we're making the big loop like that. And then bring your tail back. And then grab that weighting tear and tape. I love, if you guys learn anything, it's prepping that tear and tape so it's on your hand so that you don't have to set this down every time to go get it. So that's what we've got for the ribbon on that one. All right, so our ticket. This goes at an angle here. And there's a little popping up. Let's grab some side dimensional action here. And we're going to sneak these in some open areas. Right there, one's going to go right here. And we're going to put one here. So these are where the ticket's going to end up going. Right, so that's good. Now, is that going to be enough? I don't know. I'm trying to think here. We also probably want one right over here on the edge. That should help. And put one right next to it. There. Do you need more? I don't know. Let's just get this down. Kind of goes at an angle like this. You're covering up 2 of the gondolas, right? There's a total of 12, but we gave you 10 because they do get covered up. There. Now, to glue the little gondolas down, this is what I would do. I would put dot, dot, not a lot. Dot, dot, not a lot. Dot, dot. Right? Then we start with the pool party one. So this shimmer paper is really pretty. So we're going to start with a little shimmery pool party right there. And then we have a pinky, inky pinky. And then a pool party. Inky pinky. Oh, I was thinking maybe I should have put glue on the top part of them, but I guess I'm over halfway done now. And hopefully they stick. But these fit right over where the gondolas are on the Ferris wheel. They look like cotton candy gondolas. There's that one. I have a blue one right here. I see a pink one. Oh, and there's my blue one. I didn't lose any, yay. Oh, you see, and they're not all straight up and down. They're like swaying back and forth. How about that? So I've seen some pretty cool things with this Ferris wheel, with using weights and spinners. It's pretty cool that you can make them rotate. I think we did a team swap here just last weekend. Not this past one, but the one before. I think somebody on the team did a spinner card. They might have done a spinner card here. Well, here's one with gears. Okay, so this was pretty cool. The gears that are spinning, right? Not quite the same thing, but the spinners are pretty awesome on there. I could have sworn there was a Ferris wheel one too. But, You guys are probably dying to see these. This was my team swap party that we had. They turned out pretty great. Lots of pretty cards. So that was the Easter basket one, Paradise Joy, Paradise Garden. This one was the Creative Haven. This was the Brushed with Beauty. Then there's the Lovely and Beautiful, Lovely Blossoms. Cute as a Bug. And Nature Symphony. And then the Valentine's Day. But I don't know where the card is that goes with the... I wonder if we didn't have somebody that did that. And maybe I was thinking of the gear one. So, yeah, it's the gear one I was probably thinking of. But it's totally cool. So people are using that same concept with the Ferris wheel, which is pretty cool. All right. Well, we have gemsies to put on the cardsies, Yetsies. So we could do the purplies or the pinkies. So on the purpley, though, here, I think the pink might stand out. You know what? Even the navy, Secret Sea-ish one, might stand out good there. And then put a little pink one and maybe a little purple one. Maybe we'll do a trifecta of colors. Okay, you could add more too if you wanted. There's a lot of shimmerness going on with the little gondolas, but if you wanted, you could Stella up your Ferris wheel. I think that would add a lot. Cool. Beans and bagels. That's it. So that was the second most tedious card. Oh, I just realized what I did here. Ahaha. So I looked back here and I'm like, you can see that raw edge of the tear and tape. If that's something that bothers you, what you could do is leave it, or you could take part of this ticket. I know you're cutting up a whole ticket, but you could take this and mask it. Not mask it, just cover it up. So cut just a little bit of it and then bring this back. And what we'll do, let's just fold you back, right? No one will ever see. And then we're going to put a little glue there. And let's put this ticket right there, like that. All right, so like from the front, you don't really know, but then the back, it looks like a real ticket, like it looks polished and clean, right? Otherwise you saw that on the back. I like it. So we fixed it. Didn't even know it was an issue. I wonder if I did the same thing over here. Oh, well, I guess I made sure that I didn't have ribbon or the tails back there. So, all right, but that's a cleanup on aisle 9 problem that we just fixed. So it worked out. Cool. Finishing touches. All right, so we got our card number. Well, I don't know what number it really is, but we got the second card done. And the last two are going to be your easy peasy lemon squeezy cards. So let's see which one this is. Okay, so let's save that one for last. And we'll do this one next. And this one looks like this. I love this one. It's so pretty. It looks like the sun coming up behind. That's what we went with that for on this one. Blackberry and petal pink, and a little bit of the glimmer paper, which is retired. It was the in color glimmer paper, and I had just enough. I had one sheet, and that's all we needed to make all the kits, which was perfect. And then our trees this time are in Secret Sea. Okay, and then you have your little circle that gets cut out of the mat, but it gets covered up, right? Because this fits on there. Okay, and then this should fit on here. You can always do a little haircut if you need to. And right, like that goes here. Of course, my sleeve caught that. And then you have a little baby strip that we're going to stamp. You are so lovely. I feel lovely. I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. And this is our inside. And let's line up our corners and burnish them. Okay. What could we do? We could glue happy. Let's glue this. We could glue these two. And we could glue our inside petal pink mat. All right. Let's get that all these pieces tied together. Not that one. We'll come back to that. Oops. So this is this side. So we'll do this one. Ever get glue happy and glue something accidentally? Well, this is what I do sometimes too. All right, this is our inside. We'll stamp our white in a little bit. So we made these petal pink mats just a hair bigger than normal. They are 1/16 bigger on two sides. And we did that intentionally because we wanted to see as much of that designer paper as possible. So this one's gonna go there. Oh, I know what we can do. We're going to put this right over the top of that. I was going to struggle bus it, but I don't need to now. Look at that. All right, and then make sure you get your palm trees the right way. Look at that. All right, so we need some tear and tape. 2 waiting in the wings. And 2 on the back. Hi, Sue S. Worthy. Even though this card is easier, it is just as beautiful. Good. Yeah, easy and beautiful are 2 wonderful things. So we're going to pick these off. You're going to grab your pink ribbon. We're going to catch the tail behind here. And then we're going to catch the tail over on the other side. And then we're going to bring it back, slightly overlap, like that. And then catch it tape it. Boom. We can cut our tail off here. And then this is going to get popped up. And then put on the front of the card. Oh, that's probably enough. One more for good measure. I want one there. And here. Now we're good. All right. Okay, and then this is going to go on the front of the card. Center, top to bottom, left to right. So by making that a little bit bigger, you get to see a little bit more designer paper. Not much, but just a little. All right, the trees are palm trees. You're going to use the black dimensionals again on those. I'd put one right in the middle section of each of them. And then you could put a little bit of liquid glue at the trunk. Oh, I keep getting right off the edge. There and here. And then I've got this one tree. It's just barely hitting the top left edge over there. So that's what I'm going for on here. And then this little guy is like right next to him, like that. So that should be good. And then what's going to happen is this is going to get glued onto here, and we're going to pop up. We'll just pop up this side over here just a little bit to help support that part that's overhanging. So the pink thing is right about here, slightly overlapping the ribbon. Oh, something like this is, oh, you guys, I forgot to stamp the birds. Oh, that happened on this sample too. We had put it all together and we thought, we need birds. Oh, so it feels like deja vu right now with these darn birds. Okay, so we're okay. We're going to make it happen. We got this. So the pink here is going to get some tear and tape back here. I think it needs just a little bit more. We got it. Okay, so for anybody that hasn't made their cards yet, make sure you stamp your birds before you put it together, because otherwise you're going to have to do what I'm about to do, which is struggle bus it. But we're going to glue this down. But before we do that, let's cut here some pieces of ribbon that are about that long. And you're going to slip these underneath here because it's easy to do it right now. So you're going to slip them off. Let's just set them off to the side for right now. And then this piece slightly overlaps that, like this. Let's just move these over here now. So what's going to happen is it's going to go right there. We're going to tie these into an overhand knot. And it is wrapped around there. And when you tie these, you gotta get both tails. If you want to cut your ribbon a little longer so it's not a struggle, that's good. But they do get wrapped around there. And then now this guy can go back right about here. Okay. Go up just a hair. Like that looks good. Okay. All right. We're going to figure these birds out. Okay, so I have got this dimensional back here that's kind of in my way now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim him and peel it back if it's going to let me. I want to get it flat up here. That's my goal. Okay, so now it's kind of flat. The bird is the word, is that dude right there. He's right here. We need to get a small baby block. All right, one moment, please. All right, it's going to be in Secret C. And even though I have my card all put together, you just got to be super careful. I never thought of doing that. I always wrap the ribbon around the back twice and waste ribbon. Oh, you are very welcome. Right? We want to be a ribbon conservationist at your finest. Okay, so trust me. Just don't squish it really hard that you get a halo, okay? So that's flat here now, as flat as it can be. So we're going to do one here. Oh, yeah. And then do that guy over here. Okay, you get 2 chances to do it right. Hopefully, you're both done right. All right, it's good. It's so good. All right, I can take it. Now, we need some Blackberry Bliss ink, and you are so lovely. You could make this into a birthday card too, but we need to put some height back over here. Get that short up again. Okay, back in business. So you got this little stripperoo here, and you could do Blackberry Bliss. You could do Secret Sea, whatever you want. I'm going to grab that stamp set, though, is from Lovely Arrangements, but this could make a very pretty birthday card, too, right? Why not? Let's make a birthday. It's your birthday. We're going to party like it's your birthday. And I'm going to grab the Blackberry Blisses. All right, I think that will tie in nice. So I promise you on this sample card that we made, the first one, the birds were an afterthought too. So it didn't surprise me that I forgot to stamp the birds. Not at all. So this is going to be left justified for our verbiage. And so I'm going to stamp it closer to the left. Okay, that works. And then, ooh, do you see what I did there? I angled it that way versus that way. And I kind of like that. So let's do that on here because it goes with the Y. The Y goes that way. All right, so we have happy birthday, but what other words can we put now on the inside? Let's see what we got for some words. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Go on and dance to the music. We can't have enjoy the ride because there's no rides going on here. So let's see if my celebrate is right here. That's perfect. I like it. All right, so there's that. And then our inside. How do I lose the insides every time? Underneath on the right, that's where it always is. So this is celebrate, right? Because you want to celebrate your birthday. And then what did we do? A purple palm. Oh, more birds. All right, we can do more birds. So I got no space going on here. So this one got cleaned. We need to do bluebirds though. And then there are 2 more palm trees. On this one we use the big tall one. Let's grab that. I think we did. Oh, we sure. Oh yeah, we did. Okay, that works. But it's bottom is partly cut off. So let's do this. That looks good. If you want to add more sand down there, you could. And then we need the Secret Sea. That. You could make your birds in gray too. But let's see. We could do first strength, second strength. Oh, let's just do them in first strength. All right, I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. We're on the final stretch of this one. We need to glue this down. And we need to get our happy birthday down. That fits perfectly on the inside. Just, it ties in so nicely. And then you are so lovely. We're going to take and put a dimensional strip along the back for that. This guy right here. Can go right along that. And it's partly on the glimmer paper, partly above the trees. That looks nice. And then trim your tails however you see fit. You've got 2 tails. there's one. There you go. Look like that. And then this one can go that way. Okay, very nice, very nice. Where do we have gems? Okay, so we did the purple gems there. I think that will look nice. Sure, let's do purplicious. And we did go with the big and the small together there. And then a mediano right there. Ha ha ha. I love it. I do like this part a lot. I can't say that I don't like it. I love it. Ha. It's like, it makes you feel like you're on the beach and the palm trees are in front of the big sun that's coming up. And you got birds flying in the distance. It's good. It's very good. Very good. All right. So we've got 3 done. And we have the easiest one for last. And unfortunately, this last one, we discovered in in-person class that we failed to put a little baby piece of white paper in everybody's kits. So hopefully everybody's got a little bit of white paper at home. And I'll tell you the measurement and that you can cut it and you'll be back in business in no time. So this piece of paper here, this little white one, is what we figured it out. It's like, oh my gosh. And it was the easiest kit to kit. And we just plain old missed it. And we double checked this. Like, we double checked the kits. We did quality control like you wouldn't even believe on these. And we still missed it. And that's just how it goes. So, yeah. I know that I've done a missing of a white piece before. And then I know I've given extra white paper in the past too. So I think almost everybody has white paper. So, but I will always say this, if anybody needs me to send them the little piece of white paper, I would be more than happy to send this little piece of white paper if you need it. The size of it is 1 13/16 by 1 1/16. All right, so that was 1 13/16 by 1 1/16. That's the size of white that we're working with. And I'd be happy to send this. If anybody needs it, just tell me and I will make it happen. So, but I'm going to have to say, my guess is that nobody will ask. But I might have one. So, and if somebody does ask, don't feel bad asking. Just tell me you need it and I'll send it to you. And if you have a package in May, I'll just put it in your May package. If you don't have a package going out, I'll pop it in an envelope and it'll be on its way to you. So that's the little white piece that needs to go in there. And that, my friends, is where the Hello Sunshine comes in. So let's find it and get that out. So this one, oh, this would be cool with some birds too. I might leave the birds out so that we can stamp some birds. This is the set here that has the Hello Sunshine. Hello Sunshine. We got that. Can go on a block. And then this little dude right here. That is what I have next to the Hello Sunshine. And I don't know what is stamped on the inside. I'll have to take a look-see here. That can go like this. This can get cleaned. And let's see what's on the inside. Happy birthday. Okay, perfect. We still have that out. I do. And then a palm tree. So that's good. So we've got the happy birthday here. Okay, let's do the stamping right away. You guys are going to be amazed at how easy this card is. It's like, it looks complicated because you have such pretty palm trees, but the palm trees are already done for you. They are already part of the designer series paper. So it's a really pretty sheet. I love the Hello Sunshine. That's going to go right there. Good, good, good. And then you have a white inside, which has happy birthday. Like that. And then we have the little stars are pretty in pink. And then we have a palm tree. Down here, there's a palm tree. And I have that guy right here. Mary Lemke says, I need the little paper, and you're just kidding. Ha ha. You just had to be that one that says that to me. I know you, Mary Lemke. I know you wanted. The funny thing is, Mary, that you couldn't even let me like comment before you commented LOL, just kidding. Because you know, if I would have seen that before you wrote LOL and just kidding, I would have been like, Mary, come on. I know better. You're joking with me. You're joshing me. Huh. All right, we talked about putting a little bird on here, right? Why not? It just adds to it. Okay, we got the bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word there. Now, the question is, do you want to put some birds on here? And I lost my little thing. The birds, like, you just have to be careful because I've got some pretty gems there. And if you put a bird on, maybe it's not going to look so good. So let's just not do the birds on the outside. And let's just stick with our embellishments. All right, so now we have little starsies in the pretty in pink that are going around our little label. Let's go like this. Oh, I like that. That's good. Just 3 times. 3 bags full. Okay. So that's nice. Let's get glue happy. So we can glue both of these things. We can glue this, and we can glue both of these things. All right. So you guys are going to be amazed at how fast this last card is going to come together for us. Definitely saved the most easy one for last. And we did the hardest or most tedious one first. So this is our inside. So Secret Sea and Pretty in Pink are a match made in heaven as well. And then the white goes in here. That looks great. Okay, and then this one goes on the top. Like that. And then our designer paper. This, you guys, is our double dipper. If you did the Winter Creative Escape with me back in January, you may recognize this card. And that's okay. You can definitely recognize it because we strategized to use this card twice in our doings. And this is where it got utilized. Okay, so you need now to grab your Terran tape, which is hiding on the side here. And we've got to have 2 waiting in the wings. Thanks, Mary. Glad you like them. So you've got 2 waiting in the wings, and then the back top and like the middle bottom, right? And what we're doing with this ribbon is put that back. This is a loop underneath the L and the E, the L. You're going to make a loop like that, and then make the tail that comes out. And we're going to cut it. I think I'm going to go that way. And then while we have the tail, we're going to make another tail. So we have a loop, a tail, tail. You see tail, you see whale. No whale, no tail. Right? So you've got loop, tail, tail. And the other side, we're going to do a loop and a tail. Now, if you want 2 tails to keep it even, you can definitely do that. But we've got, let's make our loop here, like that, and tail. Whoa, that was quite the angle dangle. Wow, that was not exactly what I wanted. Let's make that like that. So you have to ask yourself, do you like a loop, tail, tail? Or do you want a loop and a tail? It's really up to you. And it gets heavy to me if you put another tail there. So that's why I only went with that on the bottom. All right, so now these can get picked off. And what happens, I'm going to put a little bit more glue back here. And you're going to offset your tickets. Your pink ticket and your blue ticket are going to go slightly off kilter here. Something like so. You don't see the top left, which is all right. You have this like that. Okay. And then I think that's it for the ribbon. Oh man, I have no idea. Oh, there's my tape. It's always a good idea to grab your tape, put the little corner over so that you have a little tab. All right, so now these are going to get popped up. Oh, these are perfect. Look at this. We'll use one of these. Cut it in half. I like it. I wish that they would sell those little strips. That would be nice. They come in the kits or the paper pumpkins. So then this is going to, sad face, this little guy is going to disappear on us. But I do like the Hello Sunshine to be straight. If you want to curve it, you can. But I was looking for my Hello Sunshine being straight and that pink ticket coming out crooked behind there. So something like that. And then you need to grab your pretties, your little pretties. And we've got the blue 42s over here. So I've got a big one, a small one. And to keep it even, what I could do is grab a purple one and put, no, I like the blue. You know, you like what you like, right? So we're going to grab the medium one. Keep it big, medium, and small. Then the question is, did we Stella? And what can we Stella? We're going to Stella our palm trees. They're designer series paper, so you can Stella them up. Or down. Whatever you want. Good deal. Voila. We got all the cards done in less than 2 hours. That is amazing. So super happy about that. Not that I was trying to rush through it, but I always love to try to get all 4 cards made in 2 hours just to keep it for time sensitive, right? So we did it. Like, we saved these 2 easier, like, to me these were easier, and then these weren't necessarily easier. They were just, I'm sorry, they weren't harder per se. They were just more tedious and time consuming, but we were able to get them done and they turned out great. Definitely like them. I think if I had to pick my favorite, I do like this one here with the sailboats. Like, we contemplated, like, do we use this? We knew that they were on last chance, and we thought, well, definitely by the time class is going to be on, they're probably going to be out of, like, retired and no longer in stock. But we looked at it as like, you guys just want pretty cards, right? You're okay with them generally having retired embellishments on there, or not embellishments, die cuts, because we do all the die cutting for you anyways. So if you're newer to me and just watching me, if you're wondering what you get the kits just as I had them in the envelopes. All you had to do is do some stamping, minor stamping, which is sentiments, and then you would need to assemble. So it's all good. Like, you didn't need to have the dies, which is pretty awesome. That's how we design a lot of the cards that come out of here, is that we don't use a lot of focal images unless they're on the inside of the card. So Sherry says they're good. Amy says they're good. And let's see here. Susan says she loves them. Mary loves them too. Good. Yeah, it's crazy. We've had these cards designed for a very long time. So we've been staring at them this whole time for the last few months. And it's sad to see them being done now and moving on to the next month's ink, paper, scissors. And if you guys haven't seen them yet, we still stay with the water. We have 5 cards for the next ink, paper, scissors featuring Scenic Coast or Scenic Sunset, I think. Another one where all you need are sentiments. So there's one card. Here's another card. And this one's super cool because we did the whole arch thing. So you have sunrise, sunset. So you need sentiments and birds for that one. So that's 2. The third card is a minor fun fold, like an easy easel card. So it looks like this. And then when you pop it up, you've got your shells and your beach going on down here. Right? So there's a third card. The 4th card is the lighthouse card. So again, this is ink, paper, scissors for next month. There's 5 cards instead of 4. And you'll still get the quarter pack of designer paper. And you'll get the strawberry slush ribbon and then the sunset gems. And you'll have enough to do your envelopes if you want. Now, what I didn't do on this class is tonight, we didn't decorate our envelopes. I do have envelopes that are decorated for this one. I think I did. Here's that one. Happy birthday. And we've got the arch going on. So this is ink, paper, scissors for next month called Scenic Sunset. The gems, the designer paper for this one, when you guys are going through your kits, like your paper, your scrapyard, you would have some sheets that you could utilize for your sunset. So, I'm sorry, your envelope flap. This one right here is perfect. You could use this purpley side. You could use that for your envelope flap. And then for this guy right here, you could use this piece if you wanted for one of them. But let's see here. I also have over here the water. This is what I was looking for. You could do the water for the flap, envelope flap on this card. Okay. Then you have this one. You could use this for the envelope flap on that one if you wanted. And then what's left? Oh, this guy. You could use this was left. You could do that for your envelope flap for that card. And again, you could also do this one. This would be really pretty because it's got the pool party. That little star thing, that matches what's going on up there. So this actually would be a really good one for the envelope flap on here. So I'm not sure. At this moment, you guys, you've seen me, most of you, I'd say the bulk of you, have seen me do envelope flaps before. So I didn't do them in this one because I wasn't quite sure what paper I would use. But we walked through it. We walked the walk. We talked the talk. We know what we use. So fun stuff. And again, these dies, I don't know. Let's see. What are they called? They're called Sunrise Sailing Dies. I would need to find my phone and we can see if they're there. And what we're going to do as soon as I'm done looking this up, we're going to do a drawing. 165, what, 496. 165, 496. 165, 496. They're not there. So sad face, do a little crying of the eyeballs. This is what kind of made this card. It's the little sailboats. Now, not to say there isn't stuff in the past that you might have, but yeah, so that card was heavily because of that one. But everything else was based off of these dies, which the Boardwalk Fun dies are still available. So we just wanted to marry two die sets together for this class. Thanks, Mitzi. Thanks, Sherry Ott. Thanks, Sue. Nancy Mole loves the paper. Oh my goodness, it's so cold in here. All right, let's grab the book and we will see how many we have for the drawing. Nancy still needs to call, but I need to figure out some logistics. Yes, give me a call, but not tomorrow during class. Like tomorrow's pretty extremely busy. So we have a lot going on tomorrow. So I have 71 because Sherry's already on my list. Oh, wait, Sherry, I thought you were, oh yeah, Sherry Stewart's on my list already over as number 14. So we're going to do based off of 71 for our random number generator. We're going to pick two people. So generate 69. Let's grab a pencil. A green one, of course. Green. 69 is Lila Erickson. Yay, Lila. And number 14, look at that, Sherry Stewart. Look at that. I must have been sending you good energy vibes for that, Sherry Stewart. So congratulations to Sherry Stewart and Lila Erickson for being the drawing winners for tonight's class. Love it. Very good, very good. And I think that's it. We did it. So if you guys saw earlier, Margine asked about the past classes that I still have sitting over here. I still plan to go through them. I just don't know exactly when. If it's causing anybody to not do their May registration, just go ahead and do your May registration to get that in so we can keep starting to pick away at them. And what can happen is after you watch the showcase, you could always follow up with an email that lists the past classes that you want. And then what I can do is copy that out of your email and paste it right into that past classes section. And that would work because we're really trying to figure out where we're at with numbers yet. We are kitting up. We kitted up a lot. We have 2 classes left to kit. We have an in-color class to kit yet. And we have 2 more cards for Stampin' Fun in the Sun to kit here for me. So we were making tracks. Kelly's still working on kitting up the pool class, the celebration expressions, and then the paper pumpkin alternative. So she's got her hands full. And it will really help us if anybody hasn't gotten their registration in to work on getting it done. And and I know if you're waiting on the past class, just get it done, and then what we'll do is we'll marry up what you want from past classes in a little bit. So it will really help us just to know from a numbers perspective. So the other thing is the paper pumpkins. Kelly had 7 and I had maybe 4 left, and those are long gone. But here's the deal. If anybody wants to get the April class, the April paper pumpkin class, the alternative, like it's called Paper Pumpkin Altered and Edited with Kelly and me, if you do want to get it, and you're okay with it, we'd get you the refill and we'd charge you less. Right now, the paper pumpkin box is $27. And if you want to get the refill, it's only $18 if we send it from here. So you wouldn't get the stamps and you wouldn't get the little baby ink, but that's okay because we primarily use lots of words and we use some seagulls. And you might use other seagulls or other birds. And you might have a lot of other sentiments you can work with. And the color ink is called Peaceful Pine, which you could use a different green with. So I do have about 4 people who filled out the May registration. And because they already did, we can reach out to them because we don't have the box available. We didn't catch it before the subscriptions were, the May registrations were filled out. And because so many people filled it out early, or like as right after the showcase, we were able to kind of see that and change the questioning of that paper pumpkin section to be either option 1 or option 3. But what I'm going to do is go in there and make an option of you would take the refill kit, and it just wouldn't be, and I'll make a note that you wouldn't get the stamps. But there are about 4 people I need to reach out to privately and just say, hey, we don't have the box left. Are you okay with the refill? But just know that I'm going to update that. So you would still make the cards as intended. It's just changing up the sentiments. So nice to see you live from, hi Lisa, from Mudgee, Australia. Yay. Oh, I'm glad you like the cards. I'm glad you think they look fabulous. That's great. Okay. Oh, Sherry Stewart, you're very welcome. And that makes sense because you missed out on getting this class because it got stuck in the mail. So I will, when I mail out your May package, I'll have an extra card in there for you as part of your prize. So, all right. I believe at this moment, I still have less than 3 left of this class. So if you were watching and you wished you would have gotten kits, please don't hesitate to reach out to me to ask to get in the list. And I'll watch for that so that I can write your name down, and then we can plan to ship them in May. So very good. All right, go team. I'm just looking around to see if I missed anything. If you guys missed Share, Create, Inspire yesterday, I'll just show this to you really quick. I think Kelly photographed these already and published them on the event. So that's what I made yesterday based off of Gloria's card here. So that is out there now in case you guys want to see that. So I don't know if Jolene, you're still watching, but I hope that Kelly got that photographed and sent that to you. So we'll have to make sure of that. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to sign off. Lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. I will see you tomorrow morning. And remember, I have my printer being installed tomorrow morning. They're going to be here between 8:30 and 9. And if I need to be a few minutes late or 10 or 15 or 20 minutes late, I will try to post that in the comments so you guys aren't waiting for me. But no, I didn't forget. I'm going to make sure that I'm there tomorrow for the Homemade Sweetness class. I think what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to cut my designer series paper so that I don't have to do all of that during class tomorrow. So, all right, you guys, we'll see you later. Bye.